Amit, it's really nice talking to you today.
Same here.
Could you introduce yourself and also your project, Verana Networks?
Sure. My name is Amit Jain. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer and co-founder of Verana Networks. So Verana Networks is building a really innovative 5G radio access network solution. So we're focused on delivering very high speeds, gigabit speeds, using 5G. And the best way to do it is to do it in high frequency millimeter wave spectrum. But of course, the problem that all the service providers face in using millimeter wave spectrum is that the density of base stations required is incredibly high. And it's really difficult to put like all these small base stations at lots of locations and then bring like wired fiber backhaul to all these locations. Makes it super expensive. So we have built this, this really innovative base station that has self backhauling capability. So let's say you have your phone, Nicola, and you kind of normally let's say you're walking around in San Francisco, you have your phone, you see like a small base station on a pole. So normally what would happen is that your phone just connects to that base station and then the connection goes through a fiber network back to the internet. And every base station needs that fiber connection. But if you have Verana equipment, your phone would connect to the first base station, and then our base station would establish a connection to another Verana base station and so on. So in a way, the operator has like a small mesh network operating, which carries the traffic from one base station to another really efficiently and gets your traffic over to the internet. And this way they can build 5G at a fraction of the cost or of the money that they're spending right now. And we have tremendous interest from carriers in doing this.
Very nice. Why is now the right time for Verana Networks?
We're at this stage where operators are trying to figure out how to generate new revenue from 5G. So 5G is really expensive to build. And what they're finding is that the big applications require a massive amount of, massive increase in the amount of network capacity that they have. And millimeter wave spectrum is the way to provide that capacity. Because if they're only going to do like 20%, 30% faster than the 4G network, then you or I as a consumer are not going to pay them anymore. So they'll spend billions of dollars and get no new revenue. So our pitch has consistently been that, look, if you have to generate new revenue of 5G, you have to really ramp up, you have to really increase the data rates and the capacity that you can provide. And if you can do that, you can create lots of new applications. Like today, if you look at carriers, they want to actually get into the market that cable operators have dominated for years. They want to offer home broadband services. They want to offer streaming video, so a whole bunch of things that they couldn't do just on smartphones. And our technology allows them to do that. So we feel that this is the right time. And that is why we are also getting a lot of interest from several service providers.
Very nice. So today is the first TDK Ventures Portfolio Summit.
Right.
Did you enjoy it? Did you find it valuable?
Yeah, fantastic. Actually, I think it's a great event. I mean, you have a lot of interesting companies at TDK. And often we, as a founder, I mean, I haven't had a chance to get to know these companies beyond just reading on the website. So I think it's really good to meet all these other entrepreneurs. I can see there are like synergies between some of our companies. So I think that's great. And I think the rest of the information sharing, I think is quite valuable as well.
Very nice. What was your favorite portfolio company today?
Actually, I liked the folks who were doing a driverless...
Faction.
Yeah, Fraction. I kind of like it also from the perspective of what we are doing. So, so what they are doing relies on teleoperation, right? So you have these cars that there is some autonomy, but otherwise they are controlling from a central location. But when you're doing that, you need some connectivity to the vehicle. Yep. And that's the space that we operate in. So just based on today's discussion, I cannot say for sure that, okay, our solution will be a fit for exactly what they're doing. But it's interesting because when I was listening to them, I was thinking, wow, this is an interesting application for 5G, and we could do, maybe now or in the future, do a lot to support technologies like teleoperation for driverless vehicles or maybe for other things as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it's part of what we expect from 5G. Low latency, high bandwidth.
Correct, exactly.
Very nice. What does TDK goodness mean to you?
I think you're focused at TDK, you're focused on like deep tech innovation. And I've always felt that is really important. In a world in which investors were only investing in SaaS companies, I think we'll only have SaaS companies and maybe social networking companies and so on. So I think it's great that you guys are taking the initiative and identifying companies like ourselves or the other portfolio companies and trying to make a big impact on things that's difficult technology and takes a while to build and bring to market. So that's excellent in my opinion.
Thank you. Where do you see potential collaborations with TDK?
I mean, we have had discussions with business units within TDK, and as you know, we are building hardware. So we're building both 5G hardware and software, but there is a big hardware component to what we're doing, and I think there could be a lot of interesting opportunities out there in terms of what we are doing and the TDK portfolio. And not just the current portfolio, hopefully there are things where there are new products that TDK could build which could help us advance our roadmap.
Very nice. My last question is, where do you see Verana Networks in 5 years?
So we are trying to build a 5G communications company, a 5G network equipment company based in the United States. What we have seen over the last few years, there was a time when the United States was the center of wireless networking technology. Right? The first cell phone was invented in the US, the first cellular networks were built here in the early 1980s. And today we are at a stage that practically all this technology is being done by a handful of companies that are located outside the US. So we have started from building this self-backhauling mesh network products for millimeter wave and taking it to service providers. And that's just the first product. We want to build a company that is here and that is inventing the next generation of wireless communications.
Amit, it was super nice. Thank you.
Same here.